It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
All right, everybody, welcome back. We got the Brain Alive machine active here and our big old tank of copium. Because, as you can probably imagine, we have some breaking news for you guys that want to continue to play this game and that continue to blindly believe that this game is on the up and up. As if we didn't need more proof, right? So, I decided to go ahead and check out the DVD forums briefly, just because I think there might have been some pretty useful information. And lo and behold, man, if you just take a little peruse through the DVD forums, we have some breaking news, okay? Okay, we had to take off the Brain Alive machine briefly because we need to be able to actually see what it says. So it says, are we leaving pallet density as it is? Are there any plans to make adjustments? Now, you're gonna absolutely love this because we actually got a response from a mod / coordinator pretty quickly, and you're gonna love this one. Oh yeah, you would have swore to God, that this game was on the up and up. Oh, you got to be more positive. Oh, you're just complaining all the time. Yet we have yet again another example of how the game is cooked. Let's go ahead and give it a read. It says, currently there are no plans to look at pallet density. Pallet density was last changed in 9.3.2 to address the rest of the feedback and find a middle ground between killers and survivors after the original pallet density changes. What is currently in the game is the current pallet density, and they are behaving as expected. Whilst the team doesn't have any specific plans to share, the team is always open to feedback and want to iron out any bugs. Specific screenshots of areas and other information is always helpful and passed along. These can be added to the forum's feedback section, or suspected bugs can be added to the beta hub so we can look into any major issues. So, you just heard it there from, you know, as they would say, like from the horse's mouth, right? There you have it. So if you thought that the pallets were too plentiful, you thought that the pallets are way too safe, you thought that there was way too many pallets, you just heard it here from Behavior themselves. They are stating, we have no plans to look at pallet density. It's gonna stay the way it is. We have no other other changes coming for it. So good luck. Big old middle finger to anybody who disagrees, right? That's what it seems like. And in this person, I have to agree with this. What they said. They said, I guess there is no plans to reduce the pallets. It makes the survivor's job easier. It makes killers a living hell. I thought this was DVD, not pallet breaking simulator, because there are 25 pallets on every map. Stop with the half-assed responses. And I agree with that. Because everybody has been saying, everybody's been saying, yo, the pallets are crazy. Why are there so many pallets? Why are there so many pallets? Why is there another pallet after another pallet after another pallet after another pallet? And they don't care. They just said, no, we're gonna leave it there. I'm like, right, of course it does. So of course, yet again, the classic two survivor mains that roll up to every single forum post. I guess they have nothing better to do, so they just sit on their ass and peruse the forums. But regardless, they say, you probably have some gameplay? Which, mind you, when they ever make points, they don't ever bring evidence. So like, they like to make up stuff, right? So when people actually have evidence, they're not going to even look at it anyway. But regardless, because most pallets are really unsafe. If you get to run around those, you most likely make something wrong. My guess is that you break pallets, you can actually play, which obviously gives the survivor free distance. Which you and I both know. If you're listening to this, you and I both know that that's not true. Because if you do leave a pallet down, and I've done this before, you guys have seen it on stream. We were on the movie theater map. There's a pallet right next to the parking lot. I left it down. It connects to a jungle gym. So I'm like, okay, let me break that. Oh no, but there's a pallet in the jungle gym. I'm like, okay. Then right next to that jungle gym's another pallet, and you're like, oh, okay. And then right next to that one's another one, and you're like, oh my. And then if you go into the parking lot, there's another one in there. And then you run into the building, and there's one in there. And then you go into the movie theater, there's one in there. And then if you go outside, there's two more there. And then you go all to the right, and then there's a jungle gym, and you're like, everything connects. But no, clearly it's just, oh, they're just unsafe. Huh? Jesus Christ. Pallets being unsafe only matters if survivors loot them, and they don't, because there's no reason to. Because there are so many goddamn pallets, and each are 5 feet from each other. The whole, well, most are unsafe is bullshit when there are so many goddamn pallets. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody with some sense. Because you don't need to play it well if you are always an inch away from a new one. There's no reason to loop anything. And that's why I've been saying this for ages. You don't have to do those things. Like that, it just doesn't matter. And then, of course, classic survivor main response, well, they'll be out of resources. No, they wouldn't. By the time they're out of resources, the gens are done. What are you talking about? And it's a classic, killers get stronger as the game goes on. The resources dwindle. There are too many. It doesn't matter who you chase, what you chase, because at the end of the day, it is constantly safe. But as I keep saying, this person even specifically tried to claim they were a killer main or played kill. No, you don't. You're not going against competent players. You don't know what the rest of the people are talking about. So it's like, come on now. So that's the issue. As you can probably imagine, the game is cooked. If we needed any more proof that the game is cooked, we just got ourselves a brand new example that it's cooked. Because they don't, like I keep saying, they're not interested in the killer experience. They don't care about what the killers think of the game. They don't care about what the killers think of the maps. They do not care about any of those things. Because if they did, they would be looking into the complaints that are coming in to be like, yo, what is wrong with these fucking pallets? And just because somebody cherry picks a screenshot and calls that evidence, it's like, dude, within gameplay, you're going to see it. You guys who have seen my streams already see it firsthand. It's not like we just cherry pick the gameplay and show it off. Like, it's on the stream. We right there live, we walk in and boom, a pallet. We break that one, another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. I'm like, at what point are they in danger? At what point do I get to actually utilize my power and be a threat? Because of course that's not going to happen. And mind you, this is why a lot of us have stopped playing the lowest tier characters. This is why a lot of us have stopped playing the game. You continue to handhold, and then as you just read here, they have no plans. There are no plans to look at the pallet density. There are no plans. So you're welcome. If you thought for a second that it was going to get better, you just got proof that it's not going to be. And I'm sick and tired of people trying to give excuses and trying to cut them slack. They're not some tiny little dev team. Like, they have, it's a big company. They have the funding for this shit. And they choose to not play test. They choose to not listen to actual, like, non-poison the well feedback. Like, they just choose not to listen to anything that actually has reason and logic behind it. They're choosing to do that. That's a decision that they're making. Because they understand that the money is where the survivors are. They do not care about you as a killer player. And I don't know what else it's going to take for people to start to open their eyes and see that. Because people like to cry and complain that you're complaining, when in reality, we're showing the truth. We're trying to open everyone's eyes so that they can understand and see what the heck is happening in this game. It's right there. Like, it's written for you. Right there. It's all here. They don't care. They're just like, oh, bug fix, yeah. Sure. It's like, come on now. So let me know your thoughts, man. Consider becoming a member on YouTube or Patreon, or even subbing on Twitch, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's go ahead and read off these wonderful members. We got Patreon, Crow Vader. All my YouTube members, Brando, Evil Blade, Cap Courteous, WTF You're Not J-Lo, Evil Peach, Hargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Jack, Christian, and Crow Vader. Really appreciate you guys supporting, man. And if you also subbed on Twitch, just know that you got love coming your way too. Appreciate you guys, man.